The Khan of Gods!
Okay, so this is the Dfusing AtomiQ. This keyboard absolutely confused me. And what I mean is, this keyboard actually looks like any regular old $70 Corsair keyboard that you can just buy from Amazon or something, but it's absolutely far away from those keyboards. My point is, this absolutely looks like a regular gaming keyboard with a wrist rest, but that's so far from the truth. This is an enthusiast keyboard that's basically just disguised. I mean, this keyboard is IP68 waterproof rated, dustproof, corrosion resistant. The switches are swappable, which means you could basically take everything out and replace them with whatever switches you like in the world. And the keycaps, while they are ABS plastic, they're kind of weird. Weird because on the top part of the keycaps, they have this matte finish to them. I mean, the sides are still very glossy and they attract a lot of dust, but the top does not shine because it has a matte finish to it. Oh, and the wrist rest for this keyboard is not detachable. It literally comes built this way. I thought I was going to hate this, but I actually kind of like it. Speaking of things that are non-detachable, the cable on this is not detachable as well. I mean, the cable is also not braided. It's not very high quality. It's just a regular plastic cable, so you should be careful with that so you don't damage it. One very thoughtful thing that I really like that it did with the cable on this is that they give you 3 options for where to pass the cable through. Basically, you can pass it directly through the middle, through the left side or the right side, which I thought was very thoughtful considering on my setup I have to actually pass my cable through the left side. Now, I can keep going on and on about all the features of this keyboard, but I think we need to get into the unboxing experience first. It was actually pretty straightforward. You basically get this really large black box that houses the keyboard, a keycap remover, which is the plastic kind, the cheapy kind, the kind that will damage your keycaps, and you get the swappable removal tool. Now, of course, when I'm trying to remove keycaps, I always recommend using wire keycap pullers because that's a lot better. I would never recommend using the kind of keycap pullers that come in the box with this. But of course, this is mostly trivial. Now, I have been hoping to try out Xylem switches for a while, but I haven't owned any swappable keyboards in a minute. So I was really excited this was swappable, and I actually really liked the fact that they came stock with Gateron Browns. Gateron Browns are like my favorite key switches right now, so that was a really nice touch. And of course, since this keyboard is completely RGB, it's expected that the ABS plastic keycaps have some sort of pass-through for the RGB lighting. Now, speaking a little bit more about the 104 key full-size layout, I have never really been a fan. I mean, personally, I like 60% keyboards, I like 75% keyboards, and maximum, I'll probably do a 10 keyless keyboard. So, as you can imagine, I was absolutely expecting to dislike this keyboard when it came into the studio, but after using it for about 30 minutes, it's absolutely been the only keyboard on my desk since I got it. Yes, I do still kind of wish there was a 10 keyless version of this keyboard or something, but I have actually gotten used to ignoring the number pad completely. As you can imagine, the keyboard is mostly plastic, but considering the hefty chunk that this is, there is no chance it's going to have any flex. As far as the RGB lighting goes, you have quite a few effects and colors to play with the function F5 and function F6 buttons, and there's actually this option that lets you basically have your keyboard as your visual equalizer for your music, and I'm going to show you that right now. Moving on the back of the keyboard, you basically get non-slip rubber feet and one level of adjustability with the adjustable rubber feet, and that works perfectly for me. Now that all of that is out of the way, I think the only thing that's left is for us to do a quick typing test. Here is what the Gateron Brown sound like on this keyboard. So, as you must have heard, they're actually not very loud, especially when you compare them to something like Clicky Blues, which is basically worth most keyboards, come with, especially gaming keyboards like this. But I am very excited that I am going to get the opportunity to actually try a bunch of different varieties of key switches on this keyboard and customize every single key switch to my very weird typing technique. And just before I forget, you actually also get 2 pieces of documentation in the box. Basically one small little pamphlet that tells you all the function layers and stuff that you can do with this keyboard, and the second is a full-size A4 paper that basically tells you 12 main features of this keyboard and the things you can do, like the N key rollover, the function layers, the macro layers, anti-ghosting, and also you're actually able to lock the Windows key so that you don't mistakenly exit your video games. I could literally keep going with a bunch of things that I love about this keyboard. It's my typing experience, how it feels to use, but I think you already get the idea. This is a keyboard that actually deceives you into thinking it's just a regular gaming keyboard, but it's absolutely not that. And if I wanted to be extremely picky and complain and say I disliked something about this keyboard, it would have to be the keycaps. Now, I like the fact that they made the top of the keycaps matte finish so they don't actually shine from finger grease, but you will have to change your keycaps if you're an enthusiast anyway, so it's really not a big deal. Personally, I have only left this keycaps on for the video. Immediately after the video, I am going to remove all of them and I am just going to use my own set of keycaps. A huge thanks to the guys at Dfusing for letting me test out this keyboard. I absolutely loved it, even though my initial reaction was not that way. After actually using the keyboard, I am a believer. This is something that I recommend 1000%. I am going to have links in the video description for you to go check out the Dfusing AtomiQ. Thank you so much for watching. That was my review of the Dfusing AtomiQ. Don't forget to subscribe and I will see you on another video that was shot by Kagan. Peace!